Hey guys, welcome back to Danganronpa, whatever you want to call it. Oh, where is it? There we go. So, when we last left off, I guess we have to find some hints about Hope's Peak Academy. This hallway, there is a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? No, I think it's a little weird. Definitely is a little funky. Oh, my pet. I forgot about you. Oh yeah, it just hatched. I remember I got an egg and then, yeah, okay, cool. Can't go that way. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with the history first, class.
Hey!
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. So just as I thought, Monokuma made this. This totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researcher of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will no longer be able to make progress with the research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal facility was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applications. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass a sizable fund and begin further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope, but just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Good story, love it. 5 out of 5. 10 out of 10. Whatever you want to go. You choose the rating system. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, their phrase mentioned at the end of the manga, the tragedy, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga, the reserve department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those reserve course students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again.
Shing!
The thing that's weird is of you, of course. Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed these memories yourself, huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of reserve corps students. Damn it, what the heck? Okay, next. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is manga for morons, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh? Wasn't the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in the other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger that for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about the incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the events known as the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izura Kamakura. Izura was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izura was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents, wielding superior talents for the hope of mankind. The Academy referred to Izura as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izura's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izura's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Students' Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izura. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izura's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fire of the reserve course students, who had long been dissatisfied with how they were being treated. And the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destructions. This is the entity of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, the incident would lead to that horrifying devastation incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. We're excited. Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Big Academy. What irony. For a genius who's known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope? Nagito mentioned that before, too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possessed various talents? I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be a reserve department student. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it says that the reserve course students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Anyways, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Big Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who has secretly used the incident to their advantage? Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mystery just keeps pulling up. Piling up, not pulling up. Oh, man. Alright. I really don't know where else to go because I checked everywhere else, right? Let's